In order to make a gizmo that can play a piano, we need to look at how a piano works. A piano is a stringed instrument where the keys send felt hammers to strike the strings. A high note is from a thin, short string that is tight. A low note is from a thick, long string that is very loose. When a hammer hits the string gently, the note is soft and quiet, and when the hammer strikes hard, the note is loud. Look, do you see that there are also other levers that quiet the string by pressing up against them? Or to move something between the strings and the hammers, changing the sound. In this old piano, they put thumbtacks on little pieces of leather to change the sound to make it tinny. That was very popular in the Wild West when this piano was played and made. This piano uses air pressure applied to each key to press it at the right time, like a pianist. Unlike a pianist, though, the piano playing mechanism has to have pressure bellows for each and every key, as well as many other bellows to run the mechanism of the piano. Here's a bellow that moves the felt and the little leather pieces with thumbtacks in order to change the sound. Here's a bellow that moves all of the hammers closer to the strings. There are 132 bellows in this piano needed to play music, 88 for the keys and 44 for the other controls. A pianist uses 10 fingers and 2 feet and perhaps elbows or chin, but most importantly, her ears, eyes, and brain. Player pianos are not very clever, but they're a lot of fun. In the next few videos, what I'll do is I'll show you how we take air pressure that is inside of these bellows and turn it into a mechanical force that can play a piano. You might notice this piano runs on suction like a vacuum cleaner to press every key, operate every lever, and also to activate and drive the mechanisms that record what a piano player is actually playing, and then repeat it by playing the same actual keys. Welcome to underneath the piano. A lot of stuff not there because I've taken it out. But we can see some things. Look here. See these big strings? Those are the really low notes. And these little ones were the higher notes. And you can see how they get shorter and shorter and shorter. This is a very big piece of cast iron that's called the sounding board. But if you look on the back of this piano, which I love, there's a whole bunch of Adirondack spruce. Beautiful, beautiful sounding board, but similar to the top of a guitar. There's some tubes down here as well. And what we're going to do, since we've learned that these baffles, if you can see that one there, run on vacuum, I'm going to take something that's familiar, a vacuum cleaner, and part of my lunch, to see if we can activate the piano without any of the control mechanisms. And so what I'm going to do is turn on the vacuum cleaner and turn everything on in the piano, and it's going to make a big noise. But before I make the big noise, let's look at a couple things. We're going to be looking at forces in motion, and an important thing to consider here is what's called a simple lever. And if you look at this, I've got a pedal here. This is where the pianist uses her feet, and you can see that there's a lever here, that pushes up there, and then it turns another lever that acts around this. See? So you get two levers, and then that transfers that lever through this rod, or there's one here as well, that goes over to there and pushes those. That one is broken, and I'll fix it in a second. To push levers on the top of the piano that allow you to change the sound, like I showed you a little bit earlier. Okay, so my lunch before I get it, bananas are good. I'm going to put that in this tube, and I'm going to put the vacuum cleaner here, and then I'm going to turn the vacuum cleaner on, and it's going to make a big noise. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but watch right here as you can see how the baffles work. Whoops. There. Watch there. See how that turns on when the vacuum cleaner goes on? Up. That turns on the entire piano so you have the controls. Now, remember, I've taken the controls out and replaced it with a banana. Bananas are good. And so, back on, and let's go upstairs to see what's happening at the keyboard. Sorry about that. Okay. Looking at the keyboard, they're all pressed. Now, up here on this little mechanism, there are a bunch of holes that break the vacuum. Now when I turn the vacuum cleaner off, or remove the banana, did you see all the keys came back up? Also, in the playing mechanism, you can see the little holes that when one of those holes opens or closes, one of the keys on the piano gets played. As well as you can see all of the little tubes that I replaced in order to transfer that vacuum to each of the keys. Alrighty. Oh, Matt, you're home. Oh, I've been working really hard on the piano, but you can't believe what I've discovered. I can run it with the vacuum cleaner by putting it into this tube and then using a banana. Go ahead, make my lunch. No, bananas are good. And this is going to get totally sonic. But you put the banana in here and turn the vacuum cleaner on, and that seals it up so that all of the keys will work. Then you come up here, and it makes this cool noise. Laboratory downstairs and do science?
Yeah! Peace and quiet.
I'm just going down to the laboratory to not make any noise. Not making any noise, doing science. My piano program. I have this piano. Science. I got it. I had it. It was working. It doesn't work. What happened to... Why isn't it working?
First, you remove the banana to disarm the piano. Then you eat the banana to disarm the scientist.
Oh, the banana! What about a pointed stick?